Alright guys, welcome back. So let's move on, just quickly create another noisy like dirt. I can just go ahead and Control C to copy these and go create a new substance graph with an empty input and call it some I'll call this guy mud maybe. Don't really want it to be like white, just something like a dirt and or in between a dirt and mud. Okay, and I can create a cloud. Yeah, and we can also create a directional warp. Directional noise. 0.2. We do a blend together with those two things. Okay, can try different blend modes. Maybe we can just do a multiply to have both words. Subtract doesn't really work. Add linear. Mean darken switch. Overlay. Yeah, that works better. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a blur gray scale high quality. Okay, and that goes to the input of that, and we can right click and view output in 3D. Okay, now this appears to be a little bit too strong, so I'm gonna lower that down. Use a histogram wrench in the middle just to lower it down. Okay, I don't quite like those lines, so probably what I could do is I could first of all give it a 45-degree rotation, and then I can give it a directional warp and warp it with a Purdy noise, and I can change the Purdy noise scale to be something smaller and just warp it quite a bit in that direction, the reverse direction. I can go for like 30, right, to really warp it. I just wanted to break this up a little bit more, right? And then we can also try a little trick here. We can slope blur by itself to budge things out, and we can then tell it to not budging out that much. Okay, we can also try to do another directional warp, and we're warping this guy with a cloud. But before we use the cloud, we can, let's see what we have here if we just do the cloud. Okay, you can see we're pushing these guys away, right? We can then do a directional warp on the cloud with this guy first, and then the result warps this guy again backwards. Okay, so warping each other. Right, that's gonna give us some really like flashed out kind of like result on the dirt. Okay, and it's just a matter of adding some more detail if you wanted to do that, or just use whatever you have. Right, it's like mud or something like that. Okay, we can tweak some of the things here. Like if we don't want those linear, like a line kind of like shape, we could just use this cloud. Right, we can get something like just very unique, or not unique, but you know, very varied. It doesn't have any texture from this input. We can do others, whatever shape, like maybe even just the Purdy noise as the base shape to drive it. This is to give you a Purdy noise kind of like result. It's more generic and more repeatable in this case. Do a transformation 2D to divide that by half. Oh, actually, time that by 2. Okay. Alright, so it's your choice to do all those different tries. I think I like this cloud more. I don't really like that little thing here, so I'm gonna change the disorder to just make it a little bit different until I got something that doesn't have a really recognizable repeated pattern here. Okay. Alright, so that's the basic shape of the mud. And just to further make it a little bit more interesting, we can create a black and white spot and just make it, give it also a histogram wrench. Okay, connect that. Actually, high pass. That's gonna give you just the dots, and then we can do a blend with the base here. Can do like a add stop and connect that to the readouts. It may look specky, but we can lower down the opacity quite a bit. Okay, you can see now we're basically further break it up with little dots. Okay, change that to 0.02, 002, 005 maybe. And we can even change the size of the dot if we want to do that. Some refined, like small detail. Anyway, so this is gonna be the mud layer. Let's move on to the next video. We can talk about how we give them some color, right? And some roughness controls. Okay, see you next time.